YouTube, what is up with y'all today? This is Neil Goodfella Neil coming through with another sneaker opinion, another sneaker review. Y'all know what I do, conversational like format. Man, y'all know this is like the home of like, this is one of those channels on, you know, SneakerTube or YouTube that really embrace kicks. I give my opinion on it, a brief review, and you know, more of a conversational kind of like talking piece, because that's what I do. So obviously you guys can see what this is right here, and this is the Reebok answer. This is my first Iverson ever. Me, I never really I was more so of a Kobe fan when that rivalry was happening. Iverson definitely was like a strong number 2 or 3 back then for me, but his sneakers, like it would be blasphemy to be rooting for Kobe and then rocking Iverson sneakers. So now that all the dust has settled, obviously, as far as like that whole rivalry and all that, right? Because it's probably almost 20 years later, right? I finally come around to owning my first pair of Iversons. Now, when Iversons do restock, like the Reebok question and all that stuff, man, they always sell out. And I always try to wait for them to go on a deal, and that never happens. So let me just read the colors off of this real quick for my sneaker sake and box purpose and all that stuff. So you got the I3 right there for Iverson, 3. His number is 3. The answer DMX MU in white, excellent red, and brass. And again, this is my first Iverson. I'm just not really, like, I remember this, I vaguely remember some of these colorways back in the day, but as far as specific OG colorways, not too much. Here and there, you know, and then some of them is obvious, you know, red, white, and because the Sixers colorways, red, white, and black, and gold, and all those light colors, and in some cases maybe a blue, white, and red. But with these Fly and Flames, I've seen the black ones. I see the black ones came out a few years ago. Some guys on YouTube copped those. Me, maybe because of, you know, the way I'm feeling like this year and all that, as far as like the sneaker model go and the shape and everything, I'm really feeling the white one a lot more. Now that black one would probably make a good rain sneaker as well, because these joints are basically built like tanks and like big boots almost in a way. But it's crazy that, you know, Iverson actually hooped in these joints, like, man. And I know Iverson's not the biggest guy like most guys are in the NBA and stuff like that, you know, wearing like 12, 13, and 14, like big sizes like that. But goodness, man, this sneaker does offer its fair share of weight, and that's only normal considering what we've been through, what we've been getting from different brands throughout the past few years. You know, being light on the foot with runners and stuff, that has an effect on you, and from different brands, whether Diadora, Nike, even Reebok itself. You know, those runners are a lot more lightweight, and that's what we've been more so running with. No pun intended. But and you know, that dad shoe, you know, that's probably the closest we probably get to something being actually heavy. But to go back to original basketball sneakers, I grew up in the 90s, you know, so you know, I was definitely a mega big basketball fanatic all day. I probably start falling back on basketball around my maybe like 06, 07 a little bit, because it just started getting a little too watery for me, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the legends were starting to retire and all that. I've still kept up with it here and there, but man, it's so much trades and all that stuff happening now that it's hard to even keep up with a lot of that stuff. And I remember when trading people used to be a big deal, but like now it's just like trading Pokemon cards or whatever, like, you know, trading collectibles or something. So, you know, it's normal now. But I remember back then, like, it was a big deal to be trading. Then you got certain players going to like 5 different teams or 10 different teams for their career. You know what I mean? So I still commend those guys that's on 1 or 2 teams for their whole career. You know, that takes time, and you got to build a squad. But I'm drifting though, guys. As far as the quality go on these, I do like the fact that you do have like the 3M piping going around this. This is definitely something new for me. Again, it's my first Iverson. Then you also got like that gel bottom right here with that brass gold. Now, when I was watching Wear Tester's video, he said these was actually more translucent back then compared to how they are now. Like, these are more like solid gold now, or that color brass as they call it. All the gold parts are called brass. So, and then you also got that translucent eye right there, eye 3. Now I actually got these off Rouge Shoes as well. Now these was actually going for like 70 bucks or something like that. Definitely a steal deal, especially for some sneakers like this. And as far as the quality go, guys, the quality, they give you that nice tumbled leather. It feels premium to the touch. Feels premium to the touch, and that's because they got that tumbled leather. They didn't fake it out with like putting plastic sheen or plastic cover all over it. You know how they be doing, like they be curing some of these leathers and they be feeling like plastic. But this actually feels like real leather, almost feel like a baseball glove. Then you also got that patent leather, almost kind of looking like a Twizzler because of the patent leather. Also, too, you got the iconic name of Iverson going down the tongue right here. Even like when I got this in hand, I had started noticing details on this sneaker that I didn't see in the pictures, which is definitely fly. Then also going to the back of the tongue, we got the question has been answered. Allen Iverson, Rookie of the Year, 1996 to 1997. And they also have a few of his stats on the back as well. I don't think too many people reviewed this sneaker on YouTube, but there are a decent amount of reviews on YouTube. So then I3. Now if YouTube was out in like 01 when Iverson was really killing it with this sneaker and all that stuff, in 02 and 2000 and stuff like that, or at least the earlier part of his career when he was with the Sixers mostly, this kind of review, at least the OGs would have already been up, you know, people reviewing it, because people were wearing these back in the day. But yeah, it feel good to actually get a pair now. Then also too, you got like this look like it's probably about like spray painted on, that brass gold going all around. Going to the top, you don't have a clean toe box. I'm a fan of a clean toe box like the Jordan 10 and all that stuff, but I don't mind something around the toe box as long as it's not outrageous and it gets all crazy. So this is doable. This is not a deal killer. Now back in the day, how I felt about these sneakers, you know, it was what it was. At least back then, I would have took these over the Kobe's, especially the first one, the Reebok Question. And I see those starting to sell out in almost like any color that almost come out now, damn near. Then obviously you guys can see that I'm gonna call it a gel piece, but 3, you got the mesh on the back. But yeah, man. Mesh on the tongue for the Reebok, crazy. Again, this is my first Iverson, so that's why I'm like kind of like more like whoa stuff, you know what I mean? All these kicks, and this is my first Iverson, right? But that's what sneakers is about though, guys. Getting kicks that you couldn't get when you were younger, or you know what I mean, and actually just trying them out, and come to find out I actually end up liking it. So I will say by far out of the colorways that I've seen, this is probably my favorite colorway. I mean, that white just hit, and then that white and red just hit, that cherry red, just, you know, give them Bulls vibes in a way, you know what I mean? Kind of like them what if he would have played, if Iverson would have played for the Bulls randomly, right? But that's good. I'm happy he held his own with the Sixers. I also got tumbled leather going to the top of the tongue. You got tumbled leather going around the whole sneaker and all the paneling. Even some of the patent leather is tumbled as well. So they really did a nice job with this. Reebok definitely stepped it up on this as far as quality. And then you also too got a small embroidered, not embroidered, but engraved Reebok logo right here. So guys, let me, you know, what did you guys get? Did you guys cop this? Are you guys even fan of the old school basketball sneakers like this? I mean, I love it, man. I mean, to me, I feel like this is partially where, or a good portion, depending on what side of the fence you're on, good portion of where sneaker culture started was with the basketball sneakers anyway, and then it started evolving from there. Same thing with the skateboard. You know, the skateboard guys start, you know, integrating this stuff, and with the dunks and all that, which is another story. And yeah, not too much else. Also got Reebok on the back. But yeah, definitely worth it though, guys. Especially for the price. Goodness. I think regular retail on this is like $160. Now, as far as we go into comfort, I know some people go the fit and the comfort. Now I went a half size down. I watched Foamy video where he said it's probably best to go a half size down because these do run a little bit big. These are a little bit more like boats, a little bit more like tanks anyway, fellas. So, you know, I hate giving size advice, but go true to size, or you can go a half size down. I don't know if you could go in the stores and still try these on, because, you know, I got these from Rouge Shoes, which is more so feel like they sell, the best way to describe it is they would sell sneakers that like a Marshalls would sell or an outlet or whatever, but just a little bit higher, a little bit better, almost like Ross in a way. You know what I mean? Like you might, it's one of the sites you got to comb to find, like if you're going to find something in there that's like raw. Other than that, it's just like regular, low end tier GR. So and then, but every once in a while you might see something like this pop up, like, oh man, that's actually a good deal. So another thing too, guys, my only peeve about this sneaker is, now it is possible to lace this sneaker to close this up like this. I really wouldn't wear it like that. I just keep mine like this, and I actually rock mine unlaced like this. I mean, I feel like that's the best way to do it, because trying to lace this and all that's just a little too much work. Now the sneakers, the rope laces are hella thick, you know, which is not too. I think the last time I seen a thick lace like this was probably on like a Jordan 11. So Jordan 11 thick like lace, that's what this is right here. Quality though, as far as my rating on, that's what I need to start doing for you guys. Before I head up out of here, the comfort level on here. But before I get on the comfort level real quick, you don't got to worry about the fuzzies from the socks getting around the sock line or all like that. But as far as the comfort in here, the comfort out the box, I would give it, let's see, because I haven't worn these in a few days, but I've worn them when I first got them out the box though. The comfort there, it's not the best. It's not ultra boost. I'll probably say the comfort on these out of 10, 7. And then as you break them in, it might slide up to an 8. This is just typical hooping material. That's no disc, you know what I mean? Because the sneakers wasn't made for, you know, cool walking, like, you know, like running shoes or something like that with like foam material in it. Like it's not, you know, it's never for that. I think it's common misconception. Some people been spoiled into thinking, you know, certain premium releases. Now, if they did a collab or a premium release, it probably might feel like you walking on clouds. But as far as this GR release, it's not nothing to make me take it back or nothing like that. I like the sneaker. I'm willing to beat them in, break them in, and stuff like that. Typical age. I can see this getting like more vanilla yellow or something, or off-white in due time. But as far as that though, guys, that's basically it though. I'm trying to think, what else was I gonna say? I already covered the size. Oh, and I need to give you guys a rating. Oh, my overall rating though, as far as looks and comfort, everything wrapped into one, I give these a strong 9. 9. Like once, like they look cool on the internet, online, but once you see them in person, definitely worth it. And that's probably because this is like my first Iverson sneaker, but this colorway, fly and flames. I think the black was to make nice, you know, you could probably beat those a little bit more because they're not white and, you know, scuff's not visible or whatever. And I don't plan on scuffing these up or anything, or those if I ever did get them. But also seen the patent leather ones as well. Those seem like those might be a little bit more harder to take care of since patent leather is a little bit more tougher to clean. But I prefer these. These are a little bit more cleaner. The black ones seem like they'll rock more better, like in the rain or whatever. You know what I mean? I spray these down and then wear these in the rain, so I won't get any, you know, the nastiness on it. And then I wipe them down if it does accumulate any kind of dust or dirt. But overall, though, again, 9 out of 10 for me. What do you guys think? Are you guys even into regular basketball sneakers? I know we got a new generation of younger guys, you know, who's not really too much thinking about basketball sneakers all like that, even though a lot of people reselling these days. But these were definitely easy to be found and can easily be obtained off various websites. So rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Nail Goodfella Nail, coming through with the Iverson answer joints, my first pair. So my first pair of Iversons, y'all. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.